Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to On the Mic with them.
Auntie.
Listen, we made it a year. Thanks to you people. Thanks to my peoples, all our people. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys coming in every week, listen to us, tell you things you should be doing with your life and how to make your life better and how to make it, improve. Everything is going on. We want to continue to do this, and we're going to keep doing this. So, cheers to you guys, and cheers to my lovely co-host who's been hanging in with me and making sure she keep me straight and giving all you women out there knowledge that you need.
And a voice.
And
a voice. Yeah.
So
we stay represented.
Yes, because we couldn't do without her. Like I said, this is not one of those things. That's what makes us different. We're not I don't want to sit around and bash anybody. It's not about bashing. It's about learning. And learning yourself first. Because once you learn yourself, you can learn about the world and anybody else that you're trying to bring into your world. So again, I just want to thank you guys again for everything. We continue to keep doing this thing, and as long as you keep listening to us, just talking to you and giving you this advice, and keep doing it. I got a producer. Thank you, my friend. It wasn't
Shout
for you.
out.
Yes, sir.
I have to thank the producer. He been rocking with us since day one. When this was just a vision that we talked about it for 6 months, a year before?
A year.
Okay.
Probably a solid year.
We have been talking about this particular podcast for a solid year. And we kept going back and forth saying, yeah, we need to do it. Yeah, we need to do it. And then one day, my wife, I got to throw a shout out to you. He said, y'all keep talking about this shit and y'all need to go ahead and just do it. So a year ago, we did it.
Absolutely.
And
needed a little nudge.
Just a
needed
little
nudge.
little push in there.
Shout out to the missus for the nudge.
Yes. It wasn't for you. It wouldn't be possible. And, you said the evolution from the first one to this one and the ones moving forward. We're going to keep changing, keep evolving. I'm going to say this. We're going to bring other people on board to have conversations. For instance, Miss T is going to be hosting a show with someone else. And I'm not even going to be here. I'm just going to sit in the back and let her take and run with this. I don't know what she's going to do, people, but just hang in there with her. It's going to be beautiful.
We're going to do what we normally do. Right? We're going to expose and we're going to explore. Let's go with it.
Lord, so look out for that. That's coming real soon.
Real soon, yes.
And we'll do some other things, but along the way, we'll let you guys know. And again, you can always see us. We're all over the place now. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple, Spotify, iHeart Radio, all of them. So we're all over the place. And soon, very soon, we'll maybe doing some merch.
I think it's time.
Yeah, I think we're doing some merch. And think about something else special too, but I'll leave that for later episode. But until then, again, guys, thank you. Thank you for following us, showing us love, comments.
All the support. Thank you.
All that.
Yep.
What you want to say, T?
That's it. Man, that was a good one. Open it up. Yeah, a little long-winded. I love it. Just a little bit.
But I gotta give you credit. You did get the intro right first time.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you. It's been a little iffy for the past few weeks. It's been a little iffy, but we're back. God damn it, we're back, and we're back in full swing. So again, thank you again. A year and more years to come.
I feel like we should talk about people's level of being insatiable.
Oh.
Like just can't be fulfilled.
Oh.
And I think both sexes, right, experience this, but on different levels.
Very true.
Right? I remember the guys talking about the women are the women tend to be very insatiable as far as their wants, as far as what they've given. So let's say you buy her a house, right? And it's a nice house.
Mm-hmm.
But she don't want it for too long. She wants a bigger house. And now I want a better house. It don't have to be bigger, but can it be better? So it's at what point is enough? And
That's true.
Yeah. And for the men, it'll be like the ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you got Diane,
Mm-hmm.
then you got a Rhonda, and then you got a Shamika, and then you done dumped Shamika and then picked up a what? LaToya. So you got 4 girls in the plane. How many girls is enough?
It depends on what level I'm on.
I guess, but for me too, it depends on what level I'm on too for that house, and I want that pool in the backyard, and then we all just shrugging our shoulders on it just depends.
I think it depends on the level, which is bullshit.
No,
I think depending on the level of bullshit. Because here's why I say it though. Because if we want to sit there and we'll use the levels conversation we've been using, right? If you're a level 1 guy, theoretically you shouldn't want 4 women. You can't afford 4 women.
Oh boy, yes.
And that's the honest part of it.
That is very goddamn true. And by the way, people, in a future episode, I'm going to dig deeper into the levels of manhood and womanhood. So level 1 is basic, y'all. It's a basic dude. So as the producer was saying, level 1.
Yeah. So if you're level 1, there's level 1s who want 4 women.
That's true.
Who want expensive things, who want big houses and fancy cars. Like, you can want anything, but what are you willing to work for is really the question. In a lot of cases, a level 1 guy can work his ass off to finesse 4 women enough to think he's worthy enough to have sex with, but he's still a level 1 nigga regardless of if he has 4 women or not.
Yeah, to all these women, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because think about it, he's also dealing with level 1 women for the most part.
Right.
So
you would have to assume that.
Yeah, because no level 3 woman is going to accept that. First
entertain him on
no level. Because I don't care how fine his ass looks. They're not going to look at him and say, I'm not going to waste my time.
Because you can't entertain me on the level that I'm accustomed to being entertained on.
No, not at all.
Unless it's a Tyler Perry movie, in which case, if you're the light-skinned gardener, you're the light-skinned gardener of the girl, and her evil, dark-skinned, bald-headed nigga keep treating her like trash, then you can be a level 1 nigga and get yourself a level 3 woman. I just want to put that out there. For all my landscaping, pretty-looking, light-skinned niggas, y'all can get away with it.
Cornrows as a prerequisite for that, though.
Damn.
If you don't have the artificial cornrows, it's not going to work like that. So don't forget that part of leveling up. If you want to level up, put the extensions in your ear. That's what Tyler Perry's movie showed us.
Yes.
Wow.
So goddamn
I cannot believe you made such a reference. Now, everybody know that, 15 years later?
Yep.
We still have not forgiven Charles for what he did to Helen in that movie. That's
no. He would take that shit to his grave.
That's number 1.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like he just enough just wasn't enough. Even if you just remember that movie and how that situation played out, he kind of had it all, right? He had the money, he had the job, he had the riches, he had the wife. He didn't have children, at least biological children.
No.
But he had everything else. And for some reason, that one piece that was missing made him feel like he was missing the whole play. So he fumbled the ball. He damn near lost everything.
He sure did.
Because he kept wanting the more and the more and the more. Oh boy, almost ended up being in that hospital dead with nothing.
Yes.
I would have let him. I'm just saying, Tyler Perry got him better than me. He wrote that up real good. Just in that bath like that. No, Charles would have died.
Yeah, he definitely been dead. And I guess it goes back to people tie things to self-worth, which basically to me, and I was going to say this, money does not make a man. The man makes the money.
Right.
And a lot of people have such a non-existent sense of self that they tie it to things. They tie it to my car, my house, my clothes. And if you date a guy like that, or even a woman like that, I'd be really, really, really wouldn't feel comfortable dating them or being in a relationship with them because it's so superficial that what if you get sick? Yep. In fact, let me tell you a story. I saw on goddamn IG, the woman was married to her husband for, I'm going to say about 10 years. She was 21. He was 50.
Okay.
And the discussion was...
They was in love.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
She was 21.
She was 21. He was 50, and they got married.
And they was in love.
But you said they were married for 10 years.
Well, I'm just going to say this. it started off that when they I guess I need to say when they met each other and got married, he was 50, she was 21.
Okay, because see, the way you described that sound like she started at 11.
Yeah, no.
10 years later, she's 21.
Well, that only works. Yeah, that only works.
That's why I got stuck.
I'm sorry. That only works. Yeah, that's a certain place.
There's a lot more issue than whatever the fuck you had to talk about just now. All right, just wanted for clarification for all of us.
Yes, for clarification, she was 21 and he was 50 when they got married. So then 10 years later, he ended up getting cancer.
Okay.
And she said, and I quote, I had to divorce him. That was too much for me because he was going through all this and I didn't sign up for all this. So I just left him and say.
At 31, she did that, though.
Mm-hmm, at 31, she left. And now he's 60.
Right.
And
I'm feeling like she was taking care of her father because she forgot that she damn near married her father, but okay.
Yeah. So she told me I gotta go because I didn't sign for all this.
Right.
You know, sickness and health and all that shit. When you get married, they say these things, sickness.
They
health,
say that out loud,
you know,
but
you'd
be like, maybe on that part.
maybe not. So the person asked her, like, wait a minute. So and that man, and mind you, the 10 years they've been married, he took care of everything. She never even had to work.
Did he survive the cancer? Was it terminal?
No. He survived it. But she was like, she didn't want to go through all that because she didn't sign up for all that.
Oh, so yeah, because she got married too young and she had been over him. She had been over being with this guy. Like, because, you know, once you start aging, like, you aging at 18, the rate of you aging is a little bit different versus, you know, being 50 and older. Now your health starts to deter, your skin starts doing weird stuff. And for her perspective, she was done. Yeah. She was just like, I didn't know that the skin was going to do it like this.
Yes.
Like, the rate that he probably spiraled downhill, she wasn't ready for that.
No.
And now she's probably been done before he got the cancer.
And it made her look real fucking bad because it's like you left. And he did survive. And he divorced her, gave her whatever she wanted. Yeah. He survived. So then she was on there like, I'm looking for love again. So the person she was talking to.
I told y'all she was looking for, I told y'all they was in love.
But again, you have come out and said, and she showed her face, so you knew how she looked. So again, what dude, even young guy, is going to look at you and say, I'm going to put a ring on her finger and think that she's going to hang around if something happens to him, i.e. accident, cancer, anything. She basically told the world, I'm in it for the money. As long as you don't get sick, I'll roll with you. But once you get sick, I got balance.
She said that man. That, because she married that situation for money. And he married, you know, her situation for something also.
Absolutely.
Neither one of them chose each other for love. So I don't even know why. I'm not offended. I'm not offended one bit. They had a deal. That's an arrangement. Oh. They should have put an expiration. Like they should have written this arrangement up a little bit better so she didn't have to have such. Because like, yeah, you have, nowadays you plan to have cancer in this country. Yeah, and so she should have said, a 10-year span, this is what I'm requesting or requiring from you in order for me to be your bride. That's not a real marriage for love. And I'm okay with that. That's an arranged marriage. And they just, Trump and Melania, she didn't want to hold his hand getting on the airplane because it wasn't part of the arrangement. I don't have to hold you. First of all, you're not going to add extra stuff in here that you didn't add into the contract. This is an arrangement. So I can't be offended when the 50-year-old man gets, you know, or he was 60 at that point, you know, he getting cancer. No, well, you better find yourself a new bride. Oh. And put in that arrangement that she should care, you know, because that's one of the things that you can't pay for is for somebody to care for you.
This is true. Now, let me say this to you. What if the roles reverse? What if she was 60 and he was 31? And he said, fuck this, you got breast cancer?
Duh. I be saying the same thing. Like, girl, you better go find yourself a new little husband and put in there, he should care just in case I get cancer. Yeah, Affleck selling disability insurance specifically for cancer. Yeah, the cancer insurance is real.
Yeah, this is very true. But see, these are things that a lot of people don't think about. I mean, it's some.
I will interject to say, statistically speaking, men do leave their women at a higher rate than women leave men whenever they're in dire straits. So when people deal with cancer or life-threatening illnesses, men are more than likely going to leave their partner.
And if they don't leave, they end up needing to be supported and needing extra support for her that they are not willing to give or able to give just because of who they are. There's a handful of men that can be very nurturing.
Yeah.
And take care of a woman. But then for the most part, you know, if you're hurt or you're down, then, you know, your mom's going to come in and make sure the house is super clean, even if he's right there sitting on the couch, and no, she don't care that he's sitting on the couch. She's still going to come in and cook and clean. Like, the men are, they just don't have the same nurturing expectation.
No, but, you know, that's one of those things that people really don't think about when it comes to money. I mean, you can have all the money in the world. Your health goes. Yeah,
and that's the thing about when the wealthy man finds himself older and being in the dating pool and kind of feeling like they are no longer in need of, like, not to say a marriage, but like that one long-term situation, right? Because when your health goes awry,
oh yes, yeah, it you know, that dating scene changes drastically.
And then the women that you have in your lineup, right? Like some of the girls who you thought that you could kind of stand, but you know, you only really hung out with her for like a day or a night or two because you couldn't really stand her past that. You know, you don't want to deal with her at all now. So no, she not coming over to cook you no soup because you don't feel like dealing with her voice for that long. And then she gonna be trying to be extra close to you. You ain't never want to be that close to her in the first place.
That is very true.
So now you're looking at your lineup real different. And now this 100% that you created out of 10 different women, gave each woman, you know, 10% here, a little 12% there. You know, you filled me up a little 8% here.
Absolutely.
Now you can be like, damn, I'm looking for the 100% woman now. Where's the woman that's going to give it to me all? And it's too late to now find.
That is very true.
Because your ass is sick and hurting. And who the hell want a sick, hurt man?
Nobody wants a sick man.
You trying to call up your ex-girl who, you know, she did love you, but you left her ass high and dry, and then you dogged her out and let her know about it. And now you looking at her like, I hope she in between relationships. She not. She moved on. She married. Damn. She got a baby in her belly right now. It's like,
so she's definitely off limits at this point.
Yeah, she ain't bringing you no soup. And she makes the best soup, by the way. Yeah.
You know, and that's what a lot of people got to think about. You know, you have to kind of look at, stop being superficial with the money. Money is just a part of it.
Or just stop being superficial in general.
Yes. Yeah. Why can't we get past that? It's like, everyone wants to look at, okay, we love a car. I'm going to use this as an example. I love a car. I love new cars. Love seeing a new car. But at some point, you should realize that the new car ain't going to be so new in a few years.
Right.
And you should probably take care of that car. Because, again, you bought it, it's new, it's going to fade. But then you have to ask yourself, how long am I going to keep this car? Even though it looks good, getting a little old under the hood, little this and that. You kind of got to ask yourself, why I want to continue to keep this car? Is it a good car? Yeah, it's a good car, but I could get a newer model. I know people that get cars every 2 years because they want to have the newest, greatest everything. But you know, once you keep getting those new cars, they get more and more expensive.
Okay.
And at some point, your pocket's going to say, I can't afford a new one. I'm going to stick with this old one right here and roll with it. But, you know, a lot of guys just say, you know what? I don't give a damn if I got to get into major debt. I'm going to give me a new car because I damn sure want a new car, no matter if I can't afford it or not. You can't do that with relationships, though. You can do that with a car. But relationships, you're going to go early on, you're going to go through some people because it's just a fill-out process. But goddamn, at some point, you shouldn't be in your 30s, late 30s, and 40s and 50s trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah, like the way you dated when you were younger, the amount of people that you allowed kind of like to expose yourself to when you were younger, dating in your 20s, should not be happening in your later 30s. Should not be happening in your early 40s. Like, no. You literally do have to slow down.
Yes.
You have to date people to get to know them. And I'm not telling you not to have a good time, but how long is your good time going to last?
Some go way past this expiration date.
Yeah, like, don't keep having a good time until you timed out. Yeah, because you just were not, you always looking for the better. Keep looking for the better.
And I
like
think,
a better woman,
yeah,
a better job, a better man, better income.
everything. Better everything.
Somebody with better shoes. I need him to have a better car than that.
Yeah.
And he pulled up with the Beamer, and you was like, nah, I better Beamer than that. Bitch, you got a Camry. What are you talking about? I saw on Instagram the thing said the girl is a janitor and she need for the man to make 6 figures. Well, that's a little bit mind-blowing.
Really?
Like,
She's
wow.
a janitor and she wants a man to make 6 figures?
It's like you might as well not even work and say that out loud. Just say, no, I'm just, I'm still living off of my father because I'm waiting to be wed. Like, you have to say something that makes sense.
It's crazy. It's almost like women, I'm going to say level 1 women, young women, they always want the bad guy. I've seen on IG posts like, I don't want a good guy. Guy asks, do you want a good guy or a bad guy? I want a bad guy. They're fun. They're adventurous. They got that with them. And she said it. She said they got that with them.
Because I was wondering if you did that or if she did that.
No, she did. She said, I got that with him. And I looked at my phone like this. Oh, no. And the guy looked, he said, okay. So you don't look at a nice guy. She said, no, they're boring. They don't have nothing going. They're this, they're that. Basically, cornball, nerd, whatever term you want to use. Mm-hmm. But then she said later on, well, once I go through that phase of dating the bad boy, then I'll settle down and get a nice guy. But I want to deal with the bad boy first and deal with the other guy later on. So
it's the same mentality for men.
What
they want the loose girls in the beginning. They want to play around with the loosey gooseys, but they want a nice conservative woman to settle down with.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And the guy says this. He said, so how long do you think it's going to take for you to settle down? She said, I'll be in my 30s, probably 35. He said, let me tell you a fact. Those guys who are nerds, cornballs, they're usually married by that time. Because those are the guys that you don't take seriously, but they're serious about their business. So they're not looking for women like you. They're looking for nice women who kind of know where they are, not out there playing the field, not giving all their goodies to everybody they meet. So by the time you get to 35, looking for that guy, he's not looking for you.
No, he's not available anymore.
No.
See, he's already put himself in certain, even if he's single still, he's already put himself in certain circles that you have not been operating in. And that's the problem with you wanting to attract a 6-figure man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The women who attract 6-figure men,
mm-hmm.
You wouldn't talk like that. I'm looking for a 6-figure man. Huh? I'm looking for a man. And there's a standard. Those are the only type that kind of I know. So why would I have to say that part out loud? Not every man around you makes 6 figures, would you say that out loud? I'm looking for a 6 figure. No, that's just the standard of men that you surround yourself with.
But look what you just said. I am willing to sell myself for this guy for money. You didn't say I want a 6-figure guy who's able to take care of me and I'm able
who's
to
kind
to
my mother,
yes.
Take care, who's family oriented. He can, he's a grill master. You just don't however he comes.
But you already said I want the money. So with that money, you understand that there's a price to pay for that. Mm-hmm. And are you willing to pay the price? It sounds good until you get in there. Mm-hmm. And if that guy could make a lot of money, he could be putting his hands on you.
Well, more than putting your hands on someone, it seems like we're having the conversation out loud of what the man should be allowed to do within the relationship if I'm paying for everything. Mm-hmm. And that comes with the sense and knowledge of an open bit of infidelity. Right? Mm-hmm. So, let's say you just got a regular relationship. Ain't nobody being disrespectful. Ain't nobody being harmed here. Mm-hmm. But, you going out and finding this stranger who you decided to fall in love with because he has 6 figures and marry him, does that come with you having to be okay with him stepping out on you often?
It's possible.
And are you okay with that? And, just to be honest, some women are like, yes. Because the guy who wasn't making the money before, he was doing the shit anyway.
But the thing was, you allowed him to do that.
Well, no, you didn't allow it. You didn't know. But what we're saying now is you will know.
Mm-hmm.
And you would just have to be okay with the idea.
Damn.
Because he make enough money. And I'm just
Oh.
like...
Damn.
So, like, at what point did the money not even, like, matter?
Yeah, because you're basically saying he's renting me. I'm getting what I want. Basically, it's a business relationship. If you're looking at it, it's like, listen, for this money, I'm willing to give you some ass, give you some good fun, take care of you, and you can do what you want to do because you're fulfilling your part of the deal. As long as you fulfill your part of the deal, we're good.
Yeah, we get back to those arrangements. And like I said, them arrangements get made every day. It's just sometimes y'all not arranging them properly.
At all. That is true.
Some
At all.
just didn't put all the ante up. I'm just... What else is there to say?
But you know what? I think nobody wants to really put everything on the table. They just want to say, here's what I want. But you don't really ask the next question. Say, I want this, but I don't need you to play around on me. I want this, but I don't need you to treat me a certain way to make me feel like I'm in my place.
Yeah.
And when you don't specify that I won't allow you to do this to me, then if the guy hears that, if I'm a guy and I hear that, I was like, okay, well, she didn't go for the fuckery, so do I really want to go through this? Because now you put it back on his court. Like,
yeah,
fuck, I can't fuck around on her. She going, damn, she bought that shit up.
Yeah. And so now he got to make a choice also.
Yes, he does.
Right? Because also what comes with that, it's always a trade-off. So for a man to say, okay, I'm going to be 100% yours, money's going to stay, where it's supposed to be at, I'm always going to come home on time, give me one night out, it's me and you against the world out. Like, and if she's like, yeah, you might be dealing with a certain type of woman.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
She might be a little deceitful to you. Maybe. I don't know. She could be 100% loyal. But generally speaking, the woman who knows her man is not 100% loyal to her, I just don't know that her heart is 100% loyal to you. Right?
Yeah.
And so now, are we going to start playing games in the background? Meaning, am I going to start divvying a little bit more money off to my bank account just in case shit hits the fan? In the back of my mind, is there more just in case shit hit the fan scenarios playing out because you don't feel as secure because the loyalty is not there? And you could say, hey, yeah, no, I'm down with it. But the reality of it, the way a woman would hold and keep her man is different. It's going to have to be different.
Yes.
Like a certain level of respect.
Absolutely.
Like you might openly respect him to his face, but how you regard him in your heart.
Yeah.
And then when that man died, what you think she gonna talk about, whisper to people about you? As they like, oh, I loved him. Oh, that was such my good. Oh, I love my uncle. Like, yeah, okay, get on my face now. We're done with that chapter now. Go on.
Yeah.
Okay, he loved you too. Get the hell out of my face because he was not all those things you talk. So it's gonna also affect how really how that person regards you and how they keep you.
Absolutely, that's true.
And
very
we
true.
see it. Like you might not see it while you living, but you see it when people have passed on.
All the time you see it.
And so you just realize, think about it. If your shit ever real life hit the fan, what team she playing on? How much loyalty is really in your house? Loyalty is very important in your household. It's easy to hurt somebody that sleeps right next to you. So the loyalty really has to be present.
It has got to be. And let me tell you, I talked to quite a few, because I'm in that world. I talked to a lot of these, as they call, high money-making people. They have a particular mindset. And I think a lot of women don't. What you see on TV, what you see on IG, what you see on YouTube, what you see, that shit is a facade. When you talk to these guys, they think differently. They act differently. They carry themselves differently. When I have conversations with them, they think, oh, it's just a pretty face and all that. It's deeper than them because they're thinking most of them think deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I want somebody that I'm going to basically get with, and we're going to build something together. We're going to build our empire together.
Mm-hmm.
Would they kick it with the young, fine looking? Of course they will. If they're single, of course they will.
Mm-hmm.
But they will never make you wifey material.
Here's one scenario. We were hanging out in the shop one day. A guy friend comes in. We were just talking freely like how we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow the girls with this, what is it called? The Brazilian, the BBWs,
Oh,
BBLs,
Lord, yes.
right? He said to me, I'm going to put you on game. I'm going to tell you what's the truth of the matter is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very slender, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't got no big hips, big booty, none of that good stuff. He said, your size, the way you look, like your style, right? Mm-hmm. Your makeup,
mm-hmm.
that's what attracts big money making men, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Instagram model chick look, that's what gets attracted to the men who work at Home Depot.
Oh.
I loved it.
No, he said Home Depot.
In other words,
God damn.
The regular woman's look, right?
Yes.
The natural look, the natural body
mm-hmm.
is with the person who actually, who has discipline, who has worked hard, who has overcome stuff, who has built himself something that's sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for a natural look, right?
Yes.
The man who's still out there trying to get it, get it.
Yes.
So climbing that retail ladder, and it's nothing, to shade people working at Home Depot, because you better go out there and get it somehow.
Exactly.
It's not about where you start; it's about where you finish.
Absolutely.
But a very, you in level 1 and 2 in your life. That y'all the ones riding the fast cars, looking for the fast women, the fast life, and y'all they not even trying to marry him. That's the other part, because they looking like, yo, I done had a good time with her, but how many other people have had a good time with her, too?
Exactly. What you just said is true.
Yeah, and why do I want to take her home to my mother, so now my mother looking at her weird, like, what's she doing with that body? Why she needed to look like that?
There you go. And that's what a lot of women don't realize, because you hear, and the guys, I don't know what they think when they talk about top-tier guy, but if you're talking about rappers and athletes and those guys.
No, we got to talk about regular.
Yeah, regular guys.
Regular type tier men.
These regular guys, ladies, I'm going to tell you, if you think it's all about the booty and the body, it's not. You better have something in your mind.
Yeah, that stuff fizzles out. And
yes.
I can't present your booty and your body to my mother as the selling point. And when it's time to go on that pre-K interview with that private school the first year, it don't present that well when you coming through and your girl got on, the full body leotard, all in one onesie.
Yes.
Oh, and it's cute. Don't get me wrong. I can't wear them, but it's real cute.
Yes, it's very cute, but damn.
Come on, they can't be presented everywhere and like all the time.
No, because again, the other thing women don't realize is when you deal with these kind of guys, they bring you around different social situations.
Absolutely.
So, of course, when we're all together, you start looking. You're looking, and in your head, you're like, she looks like a vixen, video vixen.
It's like
whatever.
wearing a Steve Harvey suit to the wrong type of convention. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. True to that, it's a nice, everybody know, the 90s Steve Harvey suits, right? They were nice, but they had a certain signature stamp on them. And if you walked into the White House with a Steve Harvey suit on, my.
Yep, you're right. And all of a sudden, people think about you differently.
Absolutely.
And let me say this to you. The guys, those level 3 guys, they don't want to walk in a situation with other level 3 guys, with a young lady who looks like that, or a woman who looks like that, because he knows that they're going to think a certain way about him. Because it's all about image. Yeah. It's all about image and ego.
Absolutely.
Because you all don't want to be outside of that.
At this point, we have ragged on each other. We have competed with each other. And we're constantly trying to stand out from each other and show each other like, No, I did it. Constantly trying to one up each other. And so the very idea that you sat there and you grinded hard and you worked hard, you watched what you said out of your mouth, right? You watched your body language. You watched how you carried yourself. You walked on a tight rope for so long in order to get to where you wanted to be.
Yep.
And then like, oh, you gonna settle with any old body who don't even care what they say out of their mouth?
Oh.
Who don't even care about the, how much of their curves are coming out of the clothing that they're wearing. Like, you just gonna present your curves to any old body, so now everybody in the room get to see your girl booty.
Ooh, and let me tell you, I've heard those conversations,
because that's how it goes.
Yes, it's not a good thing.
How many men in my life have totally banned me from wearing leggings?
No
leggings. And if you see me come here and put on and have leggings on for the show, yeah, I heard about it later.
No.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Shit.
Let me tell you how bad the leggings situation is, okay? Sent my daughter to school, black leggings on. She's 7.
Mm-hmm.
She had on some black leggings. Don't nobody care.
She's 7.
Put a little shirt on. Put little shoes on, send her out the door. She fine. She's 7.
Yeah.
My son is 17.
Mm-hmm.
He picked her up like he normally do. He ain't got no job. Go pick up your sister and brother from school. Okay, you ain't got no problem with it. Get back in the house. His face all balled up, looking at me crazy. Said, yo, she look crazy today.
What?
And that's all he kept saying is that she just looks crazy. She looks crazy. She looks crazy. And I'm like, what you mean your sister look crazy today? I don't know what she's wearing. He didn't like the fact that she's wearing leggings. Yeah. Yeah, because leggings? You're showing and it's too revealing. And from what a man is perceiving, somebody that you cherish. I ain't talking about love. I ain't talking about somebody you care about. I'm talking about somebody you cherish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
I don't need everybody staring at your whole physique like that. Your whole silhouette, you're getting a free peeks. No, put some damn clothes up on my door. And I had to respect my man child coming into his manhood. You gonna check it? I'm gonna respect the check and I accept it.
Wow. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, my guy friend, he was like, yeah, let me just lean in on you, Tamara. My daughters are not allowed to wear leggings, just so you just when leggings was kind of making a comeback, right? And he just leaned in and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just let you know my daughters are not allowed to wear leggings." And I was like, my face was like that, huh? And he was like, "Yeah, it's highly inappropriate, and my daughters are not allowed to wear leggings." And I'm from from a friend's perspective, Tamara, as a man,
wow,
I wouldn't wear leggings if I were you.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And this is just a friend.
Wow.
This is just a friend. And he definitely let it be known that the way men perceive a woman wearing leggings, I don't want my children, my daughters to be perceived by men the way that he's out perceiving it, because he's enjoying it. And he'll tell you in a heartbeat, baby, summertime, I'm having a field day tomorrow. Oh, they got on them tank tops, the tank top stuff here and then the leggings there. They just some left to right. Yeah, he loving it. He's enjoying the summers. And he'll be the first one to tell you. So the other part of that is like I do have daughters out here to protect.
Absolutely.
Right?
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. So as much as he's going to enjoy, kind of being that dog, right? Your daughters are out there and there's dogs that's going to surround your daughters. So you got to tell them how to protect themselves.
You have to, because again, a lot of women don't realize the situations they put themselves in.
Yep, that's fair.
And you hear this all the time. Men need to be better. They need to not be out there oogling and touching all that. I hear all that, but they're still gonna do the crazy shit that you see out here. Don't subject yourself to that unnecessarily. And again, leggings, we enjoy it and all that, but you're gonna have that crazy set, that crazy motherfucker that's gonna be out there. Yeah. All of a sudden, you walking, he behind you, like, damn, I went to aisle 15. That bitch is there, aisle 15. picking up shit, looking at you. Like,
He picking up all the weird stuff.
all weird shit
just
going.
to catch a peek.
Yeah, just looking at you like, what the fuck? Now I'm going to aisle 5. You're in the dog food aisle. This motherfucker down there picking up cat food, looking at you. All crazy
Somebody
shit.
got an iguana at home.
Yeah.
Somebody
He like it too and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're like, what the fuck? Then you're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit. Now, is it right that this perv is following around? Or this, I don't want to use
He's
perv.
not
but
even
this
a
guy,
perv. He's just a regular,
he's a regular
old
old
guy.
dude.
He had the
looking at
grocery
you.
store on the right day, baby.
Yes.
He ain't even got a tip for this one.
No.
He's having a field day.
Having a ball.
Yeah.
And now you could be a highly educated, highly touted professional.
Yep.
All he sees is a fat ass.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and if
and
he's
in
single,
his mind, he done had a good time through them aisles. You don't know what he did with you in his mind.
in his mind, no, and if he one of them other kind of dudes, he would snap, snap. And all of a sudden now he posts you, how you doing? And you just like, oh, you're fine. And all of a sudden in his mind, he done already painted you, painted a picture of you based on how you're dressed
Yeah.
and how you carry yourself.
He done already done did some things to you in his mind based off
lot
of
of
how you
things.
dress. He done did some things.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. And
Yeah.
and
And that's one thing, that's the disconnect that women have. Because, see, women look at a man and we just looked at you. Like, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
where is it going to go? Where it would go nowhere.
no, you're going to look at it and you're going to go, and then you're going to keep moving. Not us. We're visual creatures, and we're going to we see it. We're going to, first time we look, goddamn, my eye tricking me? No, she can't be. Oh, Lord, let me go around over here and take a look. Oh, Lord. Girl, you showed you look good.
And as that eye goes up and down and you looking all around, your brain, I think it starts acting out things in your head. And ours don't do that. And that's why the men even teach us as women when we slip certain ways to protect the girls, right?
Absolutely.
Make sure to pull their skirt all, grab her dress down, when you're around a group of men, because you never know who's who in a group of people.
You don't.
So, like my son said, no, I don't care. She is 7. She not wearing that.
God
cover
damn.
my sister up.
Wow.
Yeah, I had him messed up that day. Yeah, but people that you cherish, people that you want to protect, you don't want them being exposed and seen by everybody. They didn't even pay for it.
No.
Yeah.
And again, you don't want to carry yourself in such a way that anybody disrespects you without even knowing you. Because, again, people do not know you. First, they see you, and then they talk to you. So a lot of people's perceptions of you is based on how you look and how you dress.
Yeah.
You could be dressed like a school teacher. First thing I'm thinking, you're a school teacher.
Yeah.
You could be going to go to the club.
Because we all say, don't judge me by my cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. But if I never opened up the book, only thing I have to judge you off of is the cover. So, yes, the first thing people are going to judge you of before you open up your mouth to say, hi, my name is Tamara. No, they just know your look. And that's it. And then they're going to go off of your look.
Is it fair? No, it's not fair. But we're dealing with reality. We're dealing with just how all these things start. And then, women like, well, you should learn me from my mind and not my body. First thing I see is your body.
Yeah, but I think the idea of being fair, we got to get up off of that. And we got to understand how things are really working. That's it. And it's like, no, it don't work like that. You talking about some equality. No, it don't work with the It don't work with the equality. It work with you protecting yourself, you putting your best foot forward, and you knowing when enough is enough.
Yes, exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
It's crazy.
no fair.
No, it's not. It's not fair. I mean, I could be in a boardroom, my dreadlocks and everything, and there's a perception like, oh, he has dreads and blah blah. You would never know that I've been a C-suite member, CEO, CFO, COO for almost 30 years. So I've always been at that level. But if you look at me, you're like, oh, he don't know anything. But it's always amazing when they have conversations. I start having conversations. You want to bring up basketball? Okay, well, let's bring up golf.
Are you familiar with basketball?
And that's the assumption. Oh, You black, you got dreads, you got this, you
You
rap
must-
music.
yeah.
You gotta be. And no, that's your bias. That's your ignorance. Let's get into some other things. Let's talk about politics. Let's talk about golf. Let's talk about travel. Let's talk about. And then when you have that conversation, it's amazing how all of a sudden you can see it in their eyes. It's like, oh
that little
shit.
light bulb goes off like, oh, I
He
kind of
ain't-
stereotyped them and put them in a little bubble, and he don't exactly fit in it.
I don't fit in that bubble. And then I start eating them up. At that point, I start taking off their clothes, put the clothes back on, take it off again, slap them around, and now they're humble.
Right.
And now I don't have nothing to do with you because, again, you showed me who you are. You didn't sit back and listen and then
And take it in, yeah.
So, again, with women, same thing. If you just look at you and assume this is how you look, this is who you are, I'd be doing you a disservice. And you wouldn't want a man to do that to you.
But we do it to men all day. You gotta look the part for women. That's number one, because we don't necessarily get past the look. We want to try to get past the look. Now, if my stomach not flat enough, don't judge me on that. You know, if my hips is too big, don't judge me on that.
Exactly.
You know, if I don't have my own real hair, don't judge me on that. You can just buy me some type of thing. You know, but
That's true, though.
yeah.
That is very goddamn true. Don't judge me on that, but I can judge you all day long.
Absolutely.
And then it's the same woman that want the top tier guy. I want that
Absolutely.
guy. I want him because of this. And again, you want this. A whole lot of people want shit.
And it's like you're wanting the top tier guy because you assume that the top tier guy is going to treat you better because you assume that the men who didn't treat you that quote unquote better, that they technically couldn't afford to. Where that's where the whole problem lies right there.
It sure
is
does.
that you real life have associated the way that a man treats you, holds you, and regards you with the amount of money that he makes. Whereas it doesn't matter how much money a man makes. If that man treats you like a king, you're going to feel like a queen. No matter how much money it comes inside that house.
That is so goddamn true. I know guys, I would call level 2 guys, who don't make much money at all, but treat their wives and girlfriends like queens.
Yeah.
Will bend over
Oh no,
backwards.
he automatic level 3 guy. As long as you're not a gambler.
No, but based
As long
on
as you're not
women.
gambling.
No. See.
Don't mess up the bag if you treat me like a queen, man.
Well, see, and that's what a lot of women fail to realize. You look at this, he making 40, 50,000. He ain't shit. He this. But this, I know guys who make that range and would be considered level 1 guy. But again, we'll have a discussion later on about what levels are. They look at him, so he's not worth it because he's not making that much money and this, that, and other thing. But I know guys like that. Take care of their family, great guys, would do anything in the world for you. But then I know guys who makes 7 figures, who would treat their dogs better than treat their women.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to a point for men and women to where if you've tasted enough of them, you kind of feel like they will always be, like that taste will always be on your tongue. So you start feeling like they're disposable. So you can just kind of let them go. And so you can only imagine for the 6-figure brother, right? Who's making damn good money, who don't have no kids, who don't have no baggage, who's not crazy, who don't have mommy issues. You know, we at what, like 0.25% of the
Mama
population.
issue and daddy issues.
Like, who don't have neither one. How much of the population is
Jesus.
that? 0.25? Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
So maybe let's say we got 0.25 of the population, right? Now, how many of the women want him? So he's had the opportunity to have a field day with all of these women. Play games, manipulate, or not. But either way, the ball is literally in his court. So by the time you get to him, you didn't even know how to deal with old boy who wasn't making much money, who only had this amount of women, at his disposal.
Exactly.
So how you know how to make this guy who's had a stack of women at his disposal, how you know how to make him treat you the quote unquote better that old boy wasn't willing to treat you?
Exactly. How's that happen?
Because normally what they try to teach us as women is that the man only treats you how you allow him to treat you. And so I'm assuming that that's where the idea comes from. Like, no, I only allowed him to treat me like this because this is what he could afford.
God
Like,
damn.
is that what's happening? Because
Oh,
it doesn't.
that
It has
sounds
to make
crazy
sense
to me, though.
It has to make sense to me because why else is like six figures on the list of things? Like, well, you just can't make good money. Like, you have to put a price tag on it.
You gotta be.
Like,
I gotta make over. Got at least
now
make
I
six
gotta make
figures.
at least $160,000 a year. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You gonna put that in the Google search? All the men that make $160,000 a year pop up. Like, what dating app is that on?
And that same guy who makes that amount of money, he ain't looking for you.
Yeah, and the weird part is what did we see? It was one thing on Instagram where it said the guy who's like over 35 with no kids.
Oh yeah, it's a red flag
like,
for
it's
a
a
guy
red flag.
over 30, no kids. Something's wrong with him.
Yeah, something's wrong, and it's like, but hold on, like that, it don't have to be true, but it could be, and it's like, what's all the things that he got up under? You gotta tread carefully. You got to tread careful,
Yes,
because there's no way.
A dude at 30 years of age.
No, maybe 35, because maybe at 30, yeah.
35.
But by the time you hit 35, you better have talked to me about your fiance that y'all broke up, the baby that she lost, because it's just,
it's unheard of. It's something you just do not. And it was such a weird thing that I looked at. I was like, 35. Yeah, it's a lot of things should have been done by that time. But this is a different mindset. A lot of these guys are on the grind. They're on that grind mentality. They're like, I ain't think about dating nobody. I'll go with someone.
How many men do you know, though, who's 35 and older who has... Now, I do know one. But he need to be slapped upside his damn head. He been with the same girl for how long? I don't know.
Oh,
and I'm
Lord.
not trying to, you know what I'm saying, mess up nobody's stuff, but I don't know if she's serving him back the way he's serving her. Yeah. I think sometimes when you put a hurt on if one party puts a hurt on the other party, sometimes y'all stay past your time and take, the reciprocation, because you kind of feel like a bit of being indebted to. And that's, to me, that's why, he's made it so long at this age without children and a wife type of thing.
Wow. Yeah. 35. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to have a good story for me. You got, and then again, you got to say, nah, I lost one along the way too, something like that. Like, if you ain't had no oops, there was no oops situations.
By 35. Oh yeah, you had a couple oops.
You had a couple oops. I don't even. Yeah, nah, that's a red flag. Y'all on y'all grind. Yeah, I know. But what you doing after you finish grinding? Because the grind ain't, and the grind is not 24/7. It's not.
And you know what? And a lot of guys they want to chalk it up to the grind mentality. But a lot of people don't really understand what that grind mentality is. They talk about it because again, they look at the rappers and all that stuff. Again, you're not going to be 50 Cent overnight. You're not going to be all these other guys overnight. So you got to have something else going on. Because if you depend on, I'm going to get that hit record, you'll be 70 years old and still looking for that hit record. So you got to be doing something else.
It's like if you grind, it's like a tiered situation, right? You grind to get to, boom, I made that milestone. Right?
You got to.
Boom, make that milestone. But by the time you're 35 and you, like, the grind is specifically that's a monetary gain style grind, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true. By 35, if you've been grinding, something should have happened by 35.
No, it should have. Like, what's
been
like,
happened,
either
actually.
you just been like a
Drifting?
hermit, like you don't like your anxiety dealing with people. There is something that you should. I'm not saying it's a red flag, but it is a yellow one.
It definitely makes you have a conversation with him, and you have to talk to him too.
Yeah.
A guy like that, you have to really talk to him, and
read in between the lines.
Yes, don't just look at him and say, "Oh, he's that bad. I can fix it." No, fuck that. Talk to him and see where his head is at. And if you sit back and be quiet, silence can be your friend. That's all thing I say to women. If you just sit back. Don't say nothing and listen. Let him talk. Yeah. Don't try to put words in his mouth. Don't try to interpret what you think he should say or what he meant by it. No.
Yeah.
Sit back, both ears open, mouth closed. Listen to him. He will tell you the story. And like you said,
in between those lines, ask more questions. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. Sometimes you just have to ask questions as opposed to speaking. I said that 2 Sundays ago, I think at Sunday dinner, I said, tendency of women is that we just tend to talk and not, listen. And
Mm-hmm. It's
my
true.
sister's husband was sitting there and he said, repeat that.
Oh, Lord.
And then he circled it back around. Repeat that. Like, yeah, your sister needed that. But we do. We all need that. Sometimes as women, we become chattersome and we just want to, oh, man, we want to take your head off with our words. But you got to come up off that. Because if they have to stop, like men want to be physical and they can't, right? They want to take your head right up off your goddamn shoulder.
As we said, I said in a previous podcast, you women can say words that will literally cut you from head to toe, split you wide open like you're a pig.
And sometimes it's not even the words that cut. Sometimes it's just the words that fuel you, right? So you just keep adding just a little more fuel to the fire, and you're getting that man hype. But it also shows a lack of self-control. So now I want you to have self-control with how you would handle conflict. You will handle conflict with your hands, right? But I would need you to have the utmost level of restraint and self-control, because the way you handle conflict is very toxic, right? It can hurt, right?
Yes.
But for me, I feel like the way that I handle conflict, because I can't see the hurt and I can't see you feeling the hurt, and it doesn't mark your body up. I feel like I don't have to have as much self-control and self-restraint when it comes to my tongue as I go to attack you.
And T, I'm glad you brought that point up. I tell people all the time this very simple point. Before you lash out at anyone, understand, once you say those things to them, you can never take it back. No matter, you could get over that situation and move on, but that person will always remember that what you said to them, because to them, you said it from your heart. You purposely want to hurt them.
Well, even if they don't take it like that, they just know how you play now. They know how you get down. You play dirty.
And now it's different.
And now it's different. And now it's like I'm really picking and choosing. It speaks to a level of respect that I give to you, because are you going to speak in words that's, you bringing up old stuff that I, said to you and I confided in you, and now you bringing it up as a means to, stab me in the heart? You hitting me with a kidney shot with my own, self-trauma, with my own self-pain, with my own vulnerable stuff. So now that I realize, as our relationship goes on, I pick and choose how vulnerable I'm going to be to you. I pick and choose what all information I'm going to tell you.
Absolutely. And that's why men don't tell women their secrets.
Well, that's why women don't tell men their secrets.
Because see, so we are now talking about this. This is what men and women think. You're gonna somehow, some way, look at me differently or say
it's
something
not what
differently.
we think; it's what happened. I'm gonna come to you and be vulnerable. If I'm willing to lay in the bed with you, if I'm willing to give you children, if we married, if we doing everything that we supposed to be doing, I'm confiding in you. I'm letting you know what's giving me my hurt. I'm letting you know what's going on. You doing the same thing. You letting me know what's going on. You telling me your hurt. You telling me what's going on. You telling me what's going on in your mental space. And then shit hits the fan, and then I use that against you, or you use my shit against. Like, the what? And you know damn well this argument gonna be over by the morning, and you gonna try to hurt me like that?
Ooh.
These arguments have never been permanent. No. And then you come for the jugular? Oh.
Now the question is, what the hell changed? What changed so that I'm reaching in the filth, in that filth pocket in my brain, and hitting you with something to make you feel that way? So something
hurt.
But that goes back to control. That's self-control, because at that point it's very easy for somebody to hurt you again because y'all got hurt. Okay, which means that's a part of leveling up. Because by leveling up, you have to understand you're going to have arguments, you're going to have discussions. And if you're at that level, you're never going to use something that's going to permanently hurt someone who you love, that you have kids by, that
unless you are a hurt individual and life has taught you that that's how you should play.
And yes.
Because for some of us, I'm not going to say everybody doesn't, but everybody has seen it. right? And there's always been times to create like a learning moment, especially when you're younger, right?
Absolutely.
Siblings, cousins, friends, right? You're going to have situations where, especially for what we call the mean girl era, where your mean girl, maybe it's your daughter who's having the issue, or maybe it's her friend, and you'll find out that they're going to try to use they shit against them, right? And as a parent, you're going to have to correct. Or as a teacher, you're going to have, or just as an auntie, as a woman. So you're going to see these things happening, and you pull them to the side like, that's not what we do. Inside the household amongst siblings, that's the first place where it occurs.
Absolutely.
Right? And you tell them, no, we don't play that low. And that's where you start to understand the rules of, an argument, an engagement for an argument. Now, let's say that don't exist in that person's household, and that they just play dirty. And dad cussed her out, she cussed them out, and then they go their separate ways, and shit just gets dirty, and it stays dirty. So now you got this adult who came from a place of hurt, who still now, whenever hurt occurs, this is exactly how I'm going to operate. Because nobody never taught me that this is highly inappropriate behavior.
That's true.
And I think I read, this type of behavior from a man is actually toxic feminine behavior.
Wow.
How about that?
Well, if you think about it, if you look at the statistics, if 78% of the households are men are raised by single mothers, then what do you think is going to happen?
Yep.
So this is
because it's what else could possibly occur.
Yep.
It is what it is. So they have, a lot of men do have that trait, which is because normally men don't really engage in the arguments.
No.
Right?
No.
But if you have the man who engages in the argument and then also hits those low blows, you really have to, be careful how you're treading with this man, because his level of hurt is deep. And what he been through, seen, his upbringing and the women in his life, I mean, you might want to pay attention.
Yes.
Because it might not all check out.
No, it won't. And that's all you got to do is see how everybody interacts.
Pay attention.
Just to sit back, again, be quiet, be silent, and look how the mother-son relationship is. Look how the mother, aunt, the son, aunt, or whoever the women are in his family, how they interact.
Yeah, look at how he interacts with women in general.
Yes.
The first relationship is the mother. Now, my cousin said to me, every breakup she have, she'd be like, it's the mother.
Every breakup. God damn.
Not her mother, their mother.
Their mother. Oh.
Yeah, because she basically, and this is several years later, she got me to understand that, Tamara, when these men don't know how to operate within a relationship with her, it's speaking to the fact that they cannot operate within a relationship with a woman. Meaning they generally, that first relationship with the woman that's created is with your mother.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And if that's broken, horrible, torn up, dysfunctional,
yes,
then you normally interact with women just like that.
Oh.
And every relationship you have with women is just like that. It's just like how a man is very tight with his father and can have a strong conversation with his dad. Guess what? He go out into the world and he meet other men. He's well spoken around other men. He normally forms really good relationships with other men and strong bonds with other men.
Absolutely. Yes.
Now let that man have a poor relationship with his mother. He normally goes out and forms poor relationships with women.
And this is why we now you're talking about the after effects. Because now those same men will go out there and have babies. And the women will decide to have a baby by them. And now
no counseling, no healing, not even a conversation piece for them to consider their own bullshit on.
No, but I hear a lot of guys say, I want to have a kid or family because I know how to raise them before they got healed. Because in their head, they're like, I came from such a fucked up, dysfunctional situation. If I have a kid, I know I can do better than she did.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can do better.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't realize your mama has left you scarred and
Mm-hmm.
bleeding. You haven't healed.
Yep.
But then when you realize the responsibilities that comes with it, the
Mm-hmm.
responsibility with the baby's mother that
The
comes with it,
sacrifice and the selflessness.
that comes it's something you've never seen in your life.
Something that you've never seen and you've never felt and you've never seen how it's handled. You've never seen how your father handled these things.
No.
But you know that you want to do it better. But you don't even know how to offer the better.
No. And you never learned.
No.
It's one thing saying, I want to do better. Okay,
Mhm.
if I don't know, it's like driving a car. I want to drive a car. You just don't get in a car and start driving.
No, you don't do that?
No,
You don't just take off?
Hell
You don't
no.
just take off?
No.
Okay. Okay.
You go.
You didn't see the little 7-year-old boy take his grandmother car and say he just wanted to do ratchet things? Oh my goodness. I think it was
hang
in
with my hood
Florida.
rat friends. Yeah,
He
see,
said,
I
I
saw
want
that.
to hang out with my hood rat friends and
Yes.
do ratchet things.
See,
Wow. So he just got in the car and took off.
took off.
It didn't end well.
It never ends well.
Like, we can all agree that you might want to seek some training because it doesn't end well.
No. And especially if you're a young man who your entire family or your circle of family is dysfunctional. So you can't even say, I go to an uncle. Hell, he's dysfunctional. I go to my cousin. Shit, he's dysfunctional. So if you look around, everybody who's close to you is dysfunctional. That means you have to go and seek help. Help is not going to come to you. Because in the society, they don't give a fuck how men think. They don't give a fuck what our feelings about.
More than that, where they protect themselves from the men, especially the black man.
Mm-hmm.
So the very idea that I see the black man and I say, hey, black boy, you know, who's technically a man, right? But I'm kind of scared because you're big and you're heavy and I know you can harm me if you wanted to, but you probably don't want to because you don't even care to. You're still scared, right? So nobody would really approach the black boy and say, hey, do you care about, you know, how my life is living, right? Would you like to come over for dinner type of thing?
Nope.
Nobody invites people over for dinner.
Nobody.
Like my family still invites people over for dinner, but the average household, no, y'all not invited for Sunday dinners no more. We need to get back to inviting people over for Sunday dinner because I think you need to expose each other to that different way of living, right?
You
Zayden
are
celebrated.
so right.
He celebrated his birthday last Friday or something.
Damn, how is he now?
He's 12.
Oh,
And
Lord.
so I call this my Aries baby, right? And if you know anything about Aries, they're very offish. And so I wanted to celebrate him. No big party, but you can have a few friends over from school, right? And he looked at me and was like, I don't want to have no friends over. And I'm like,
Oh, no. He said none?
none. But I did force him, right? Zayden, please, let's entertain at least a friend or two. Because I think it's important for kids that create those bonds when they're younger, whether they keep them or not. They at least have somebody to call on and, you know, run into when you get older. Like, oh, that's my boy from 6th grade.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's important. So I made sure to foster that, had a good friend come out. I went to take the young man home. Now, he brought his sister with him. Zayden has a younger sister. The young boy has a younger sister. So the girls got the chance to play. Okay. Now, as we were walking to the car, Zari and Zayden kind of knock each other about. And Zaria was behind him. And the young man's sister was in front of him. And he looked at Zayden and he said, yeah, no, Zayden, my sister is supposed to get in the car before me all the time.
Really?
And I was, that as all the things on the boxes, all the checklists, right?
Yeah.
All the boxes that I checked off.
Yeah.
And I make certain that I tell my sons, make sure your sister walks in front of you, right? I never mentioned to make sure she enters the car before you.
Wow.
But this young 12-year-old kid, you know, just putting out, he not telling him, you know, make sure your sister get in the car before you, but he just saying in my household, this is how we move. Okay. And, you know, we're going to add that one on too.
Yes.
But had he had not come over for dinner, because that's basically what we had.
True.
Had we not invited him over.
True.
We maybe not have crossed that bridge. I might have forgot that one.
And so you can learn. You can learn from everyone.
Yes.
You can learn
but
good
you gotta
and you can
open up your mouth. You know, and you got sometimes you gotta open up your house for such a thing. So
that is true.
Yeah, if you didn't come up in a very family-oriented household or space, or you don't have that,
Yeah.
and you know that it's necessary to see, you're gonna have to start inviting yourself to somebody's cookout. Oh, y'all having a cookout? Any cookouts y'all have, make sure you invite me. Hey, what y'all doing for Thanksgiving? Hey, can I come by for Thanksgiving? I'll bring a dish. Just because you want to see how other people move in their own home, how the men move, what they doing.
Yes.
You know that you've missed quite a few things along the way.
Yes.
Go out and seek that information.
That's the thing. Seek it. I think people think it's just going to just drop in the sky into your brain. You're going to figure out. It doesn't happen that way.
Nope.
Because again, in order for you to level up, you have to go search for the information.
You do.
It's not going to be. It can be on Google, but you have to search for it.
You do, and you have to receive it. See, now, let the young man have spoken and we didn't receive that information. Then what? Then it would have just been sitting right there. So the guys inside the workplace telling the young man, it's cheaper to keep her. Say why? What you mean by that, bruh? That's all I keep hearing. Break that down for me. Give me an example of what you mean by that. Because you can't receive what you don't understand.
No.
But you sitting there like, I feel you, bro. No, you don't feel him. You don't have a clue until your ass is in child support court telling me I ain't giving her no alimony or child support, Your Honor. And your judge is like, oh, nah. Yeah, y'all.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
I think it's it has a lot to do with the trust. Because if you look at a young man who was raised around his mother and she never know what kind of mother she is, but she's kind of like, I want you to talk to strangers. Don't do this, don't that. And so she's kind of on them like this because
keeping them shielded.
Have to, because for her it's always a fear. She leads him by fear.
Yeah, because that's how we control certain situations because we don't have brute strength. Yeah, so we have to control this, like the fear of God. As long as we keep that in them, then it's a little bit easier to control them. Yeah,
that's the problem. I saw a post, and it had a donkey, and the donkey had a rope on his neck and was going around a pole.
Okay,
and the guy, and donkey just walked around. Then he stopped the donkey, took the rope off the pole, and left the rope hanging around his neck. The donkey still walked around the pole like this. He says, and they asked him, why does the donkey do that? He said, I've got him so mentally chained that he's conditioned to think, even though that rope is on his neck, he's conditioned to think that he's still tethered to that pole. He just walk away. He said, nothing I can do to stop him.
Yep.
But I have him mentally. In this case, you mess up anybody mentally, then you have control. Yep. It's mental slavery. Yep. So once you first realize that you have this problem, you now have to fix it, because if you don't fix it, you carry that to other relationships, to women, and then all of a sudden you think the way of controlling them is to touch them or to be
or run away from them. Yeah. Men play in the game, in crazy ways, right? So if I can't control her, she gets me super furious to where I want to put hands on her, but I can't, because some men not built like that. They not playing that game. Like, they got sisters, they got mothers, they don't want that. So what do? They going to just leave.
Absolutely.
And what ends up happening when nothing happens from that?
Nope.
Nope. So yeah,
this is the problem that we're having. So again, you get these guys, which I'm going to say, if they were brought up by single moms and they realize that for them, money is the answer, because if I have money, I can do whatever I want to do. I don't have to answer to anybody because I got money. So at that point, if you just working and you say, I got money, I can pretty much do what I want to do. So anybody he brings in his life, he's going to treat the same way, because he's like, I don't really have to deal with you. I deal with you to a point. If I don't, then I'll just, find someone that's going to cater to me. Somebody who's going to be, I can control, somebody I can, I don't want to have a whole bunch of
somebody
stuff.
who I can deal with for the time I want to deal with them for. Because
for what I want
right now, you're requiring too much.
Oh, yeah.
See, I only want to give but so much, and you're requiring way too much. So now let me find somebody who doesn't have the same requirements as you do. But are but need a little something, but not as much the same requirements as you have. and I'm gonna have an enjoyable evening.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and it just is what it is.
That is so true. And that's the unfortunate part that we're dealing with a lot of people. It's in relationships because, again, it's not money that makes a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You really need two healthy adults engaging in a relationship. And when I say healthy, not just health-wise, I mean mentally healthy, physically healthy, and psychologically healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if two unhealthy people get into a relationship, that's a disaster waiting to happen. You can see it's about to happen because she's looking for help, you looking for help, and you both can't help each other.
So let's play out a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in a world where capitalism doesn't exist?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Universal health care exists, so we're not competing for different types of health care. We all get paid the same amount of money. Housing is not based off of your income.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Money's not a factor. He does not need to provide anymore. She does not need to provide anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a totally different type of lifestyle, totally different living.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the man doing now?
Wow. At that point, if the basics are taken care of, you should be trying to find someone who's compatible because you got to worry about the money is no longer an issue.
Yeah, I mean, once money is taken away for the man and the woman.
Yeah, and now I'm looking for who's gonna make me happy. Who can be happy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you get to the core.
Yes. I'm looking for. God damn it! Can we both coexist with each other, love each other, and do what we gotta do? Do we have the same interests? Do we know how to?
Oh no! Do what you say you gonna do. Did you mention that? I think I heard you say that. Because now you gotta actually pick up your boxes off the floor when you go take a shower. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now you gotta actually mind your manners.
Yes.
Because you're not paying none of these bills in this house, and neither am I.
Nope.
So I do actually gotta cook, and it needs to taste like
Exactly. Give me some bullshit that you just make it. I'm gonna order. No. We need to order. We're just gonna go and cook right here, and then we both gonna cook.
We both cooking because we both work the same amount of hours, and we both got paid the same amount of money. No, we live in the same lifestyle now.
See,
what type of lifestyle would that be then? When people don't compete.
Oh my God.
But people literally don't. We're literally rocking off of chemistry then.
And that means you really go back. We really go back 50, 60, 70 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because 50, 60, 70 years ago, you only had one income.
Yes.
So the wife knew what she needed to do. The husband knew what he had to do.
But
and took care of the family.
The problem with that was that the one income is the man holds the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the wife at home, but has a tendency to roam. Can I say that?
Yeah, because he has flexibility. She doesn't have any flexibility. He has the flexibility because like what's the show producer Mad Men? Them dudes are in there just doing all kinds of
smoking cigarettes and making big decisions.
No, he got flexibility. Yeah. She don't got none of that.
See, yeah, because she hopes take care of the baby. She got to catch the milkman when he dropping the milk off and shit.
Yeah, I catch the milkman. While you out there flexing it up.
But
True.
But then the family was taken care of.
Yeah.
We are in such a tremendously different situation, which is basically never happened in history. So we're now learning a brand new system that has never been done before. You can't go back to 200 years ago used to be no. This is new.
Yes. I didn't even ever thought of it like that.
This is brand new. So we're all learning with the information we're getting. We're getting more information than we ever got. So now as humans, we're getting bombarded with all this stuff, and we just don't know what to do with it, which means you have to simplify your life. We all try to make work busy and all this. You want to make yourself
we got to
busy.
get unbusy.
We really do.
I don't know what type of busy we thought we was doing and while we was doing it. Now I'm about to get real unbusy out here.
And you have to, because you have to get unbusy to get your mind right.
And to keep it right. And to not get consumed with career and becoming the best, right? Or the greatest, or the richest, or the prettiest, or the slimmest, or the thickest, right? We're consuming ourselves with going to the gym or going to the, going to work, or we find something to stay busy.
Yes.
And then you label that idea of staying busy as like the thing to do. Like, I'm successful now because I'm going to school, I'm working out at the gym, I got a full-time job, I got 3 kids in the house, and I got a husband. Bitch, you ain't got no life. I can tell you that much. I know nobody. Your school don't see you, the kids don't see you, and your man don't see you. No, we got to get rid of that whole badge of honor of, being super busy and that looking cute. No, I'm not that busy. No, I'm doing nothing. I'm at my girl house. I'm going back to hanging out at people's houses. Hey, sis, I'm on my way. We're going to hang out at your house. Spades night.
Yeah. It's crazy, but that's good.
I took my first Spades ass whipping. On Sunday. I'm going to just say it, on camera. I did.
Oh.
I did. And it hurt. I was sad.
Who dealt that shit?
Listen, that's the $1 million question.
Oh,
who keep dealing these cards like this? Yeah, no, it hurt. I've never lost.
Oh, wow.
And then lost. I lost bad.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we calling a rematch though. Because maybe I was tired. Maybe I wasn't like shuffling the cards right when it was my turn to deal. Whatever happened, it happened.
Wow.
And it was bad.
Well, you learned a lesson.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I did. And it was a bad deck of cards. I'm not.
But hey, did you burn them?
No, we about to.
Oh,
They were
you
like
need to.
plasticky, black. You could barely even see them. I said,
Oh, you didn't toss that shit.
Bought these fancy ass cards.
Probably got from the liquor store.
Fancy.
That did shit from the liquor store.
You just accuse my mama of getting them cards from the liquor store.
Tell your mama don't pick up no shit at the liquor store no more. Don't do that shit. Go to Target or some shit.
You better upgrade that deck of cards. Yeah.
Yes, you gotta do that.
We got spanked. We did.
Oh,
we did.
Damn. But like I said, we just have to get away from the money aspect of things.
We do. We have to figure out that bit of balance because money is necessary in the society that we in, but we can't let it overconsume us. And being great, right? It's nothing wrong with being great and striving for success or striving for excellence. But if that's the only thing you striving for, you forgetting to take those kids to the movies because y'all always on the soccer field, always playing basketball, always traveling here and there, and you forgetting to, just let your hair down, just to relax. You ain't watched TV in a whole month because you ripping and running with your kids so that your kids can be great. Listen, they good.
They are definitely good. They are good.
Find a good balance.
Balance your life.
Balance your life. It's not, we have to get over the idea of staying busy.
Absolutely. And we need to be staying busy with getting our damn mentals right.
Yeah.
That we need to be doing.
Yeah, and that's called being still.
Yes, just sit down, shut the fuck up.
And one thing that we would notice is that when what you just say? Sit down.
Down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that one right there. When you notice you doing that, you save your money.
Oh, yes. That's fucking true. That is
so now you don't have
true.
a need to have as much of it.
Absolutely.
I think one thing that we're doing in today's society is not realizing how much of the money that we're bringing into our homes that we're creating like a demand for it.
Yep.
Right? So now when you used to work only, right? You only needed one car too, right? So now when I need to go to work, now we need 2 cars, right?
Yep.
Before, when all the women started kind of going into the workplace, they still had one car, right?
Sure,
you would kind of just drop her off. Maybe she catch the metro and meet up at a spot, and then you jump in the car with him type of thing. But now we don't just need a car. You used to maybe get a little car that you didn't have a car note on. Baby, we don't need just the car. We need a car. Yes. not just any old car. Not just any old car.
That's
because
true.
I work hard now. And so now, I start leveling up. And now I start needing the more. And the more I need, the more that it costs me. So now I got a bigger car. I got a better car. So now it costs more insurance. And now, and forget that regular gas. I got to put premium in here. So now it's costing me twice as much to gas it, twice as much to insure it. And now my car note, twice as much.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so now you incurred all of these expenses that you didn't even think about you incurring. And it's like, well, you talking about you got an $80,000 gig, but you done got expenses that level up to about $50,000. And you didn't even look at how many expenses that you just decided to incur. So real life, you actually going to work for minimum wage.
Yes.
And
Yes.
nobody wants to admit to the fact that by the time you're done shopping and buying all the things that you end up throwing away at the end of the year any damn way,
That is very true. It happens all the time.
and saving up all the money that you end up spending, and I don't even know where all that money went.
Hear that shit all the time. I don't know where my check going.
I thought I saved. No, you didn't. You just worked your way from where you started to where you ended up ending.
That is the truth.
Because the reality of a grind is something that's dated, right? Now I'm about to get these next 3 months. And you grind and you go hard, and you go hard for a certain amount of time, because you know that if you go hard for ever, you're going to die.
You're going to fucking die on the grind. You be like that damn monkey.
Rat.
Or rat, the rat race, just run
you
around.
in the rat race. It's no longer a grind. It's not a rat race.
But think what you just said, T. Your entire life is so wrapped up in the grind, you don't get to enjoy it.
Nope.
You don't enjoy the people.
Nope.
The wife, the husband, the
Nope.
kids,
Nope.
the trips.
Nope.
None of that.
And for like somebody like me, right? Do hair full time. Technically don't really have like a concrete schedule, so I can kind of work when I want to work, but it's technically dictated by the client. Oh, we could definitely get caught up in the grind. Oh, I'm behind the chair. Oh, nah, give me a client at 8. I can take another one, but take them all the way to 8 p.m. But why?
Yeah.
Because where are your kids at? Who are they seeing? Who are they hanging out with? I want to say Zico, my oldest. First time I took him swimming, he was probably 10.
Okay. 10?
10.
I just hit me like 10?
He was like, okay. Yeah, he was 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
And not to say the first time he went swimming, but the first time I took him swimming.
That's what happened in the grind mentality.
That's what happens. You miss time. And you'll sit back and realize, like, damn, I don't even take my kids here. Damn, I don't even take my mama here. Damn, I don't even check up on grandma no more like how I used to. Damn, me and my cousins don't even. Damn, me and my father ain't. Damn, I done let life pass me by. Because you out there chasing something. Don't know when you're going to be full on it, but all you know is that you're chasing it.
Yes, and you'll never get full.
You'll never get full because you didn't make a plan and you don't know what you're grinding for.
If you grind for things, you're grinding yourself into the ground for nothing.
Yep.
If you grind for a purpose, you have a time limit for that. There's a time limit for a purpose. The purpose is not, runs until it's a purpose.
Because you should achieve it.
Exactly.
And
not
that
constantly.
you could take it off. Take that load off. Because
absolutely.
You can't do it forever.
You can't. And you can see every day, people die every day on the grind. So it's not like the grind
perfect attendance at work for what?
Still dead. They're gonna. In fact, they're gonna see flowers in one day, and the same day put an advertisement in the paper for your position.
Yeah, and then got the nerve to be mad that you couldn't train your next. You couldn't be the one who do the training for your replacement.
Ah, damn, you died before that shit happened.
Yeah, like damn. So who gonna train him now?
Next time we're gonna train your ass. So if you die, the next person we gotta go through this shit no more.
Yeah, just they not trying to.
They're not.
The reality of it is that a business, even if it's your own business, it cannot consume you.
No, it cannot. It should not.
it just can't consume you. And it doesn't have to be business. It could be a sport. It could be your hobby. It could be you checking in on your mother. I know one guy was saying, "Oh, she always going to her mother's house, spend the night at her mother's house." What?
It's a mama.
First of all, it's a lie. That's number one line. But that's another thing. But anything can consume your support.
That is true. Anything
can consume you. And it's the bottom line is you have to find a proper balance. Yeah. You can always get those eyes that want the more. I want more money. I want more of a house. I want more cars. But you have to ask yourself why and what the hell am I about to get myself into? I want more handbags. For what? Why you got all these handbags? What you need all these shoes for?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Again,
you got to make it make sense.
You have to. And you got to stop impressing people and start getting yourself well. Get yourself healthy. Get your mind healthy. And, if you don't do that, then you're going to end up down the road with a date, a dash, and a date. and that dash is your life. And you're gonna ask yourself, well, damn, what the hell did they do? They worked all the time. I've been feeling this. All they did was work. They died
because you were never satisfied. You never found satisfaction.
Never got satisfied.
You never got It never mattered how much food you ate. Your ass was still hungry.
Yep.
No matter how many women you had, no matter how many relationships you were in, you were never satisfied. You never, because the man who can never quite settle down.
The woman who all of a sudden got these racket kids, never got married. Maybe got married one time, didn't last long. And then she found herself like, oh, I guess it was my time. No.
Or it was everybody else's fault.
Oh.
Never once occurred that you didn't treat people properly. Or you yourself were never satisfied. Because again, what do we say? That the men have a problem with the idea of them giving and giving and giving monetarily to a woman who never quite seems to be satisfied.
Absolutely.
That's a problem.
A big problem.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse.
Well, that's why we having this conversation right now. Because if the problem has always existed and today it's getting worse and we don't even at least open up our mouths to say something out loud about it, then we can't go anywhere with this.
No.
So I think the whole idea just to bring it to the forefront. Like we said, we're going to expose it, explore the situation, and go from there.
Girl, and you're absolutely right. We have to. Because, again, we're just going to get into subjects that people don't want to touch, but we're going to touch them. We're going to pull them out, slap them, shake off the dirt, and put it out here. If you're a man
and you have multiple sex partners and you're doing this for several years, and nobody's quite fulfilling you, and I'm not saying 100% because nobody's going to fulfill you for 100%, and this is not male specific, and all you ladies know that. If you have multiple sex partners and none of them are fulfilling you, that's a problem. And that's not like their problem, like they ain't putting it down properly or something like that. That's like a you problem.
A you problem.
Yeah.
And you know what? Again, as we always say, they just got to do better. And you have to take the time to do better.
See, because I always end it with you need to slow down. Right? Have you ever noticed that? Yeah, no. You need to slow down.
Yes.
See, because when everybody's talking on Instagram now, so I don't even remember who says what, but one guy said, once you start exposing yourself to several women, you start now wanting the several women. Now, does the same thing happen to men? Like for the women? Once I start exposing myself to several men, do I now have like a little taste for several men? It looks like that's what's happening. Yeah,
that seems, and that's a recipe for disaster.
It is, because now you're not being fulfilled as far as the, like your relationships are concerned. You're not being fulfilled monetarily. But you have to check yourself.
You have to, because if you don't, and you have kids, you know what happens? It passes down to them. I never raised my kid that way. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
You absolutely did. And it's time now, people, to be responsible. Learn about yourself, truly about yourself. Take the time. Please take the time.
What they say, keep your hands out the cookie jar?
Yes, all the cookie jars.
Yeah.
Not the one, all
like
of
you
them.
had enough.
Yes.
Slow down.
Stop it. I'm trying to save you. We're trying to save you. Because
what happens is you have to eat, let your food digest, and then sit there for a little bit to see if you're full and satisfied. But if you just consuming, you don't know when you're satisfied.
And then when the time comes, you are satisfied, you probably die.
No, you're done, or nobody wants you now.
So
I'm just saying, because you consume too much. Absolutely. And we can tell.
Yes, we can.
No, we can. Oh, yeah, you got lots of baggage now.
More than you can handle.
More than you can handle, and male and female. Y'all both got too many damn kids left, or unattended to. Because when you still looking, you got kids at home and you still out looking for more. What are you doing? Who want that? People can't read them between those lines. They can.
Oh Lord,
they can.
Oh boy, with that tea, I'm gonna let the people mill on that. So with
like
that,
we always say,
do
slow
better.
down.
Slow down. Slow down, do better, goddammit, do better. And with that, we're gonna end this episode of On the Mic with the M
and T.
Listen, people, you know what you gotta do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell so you get all the new material when it comes out. Until next time, people, peace and blessings.